Thanks, Mr. Chairman. And gentlemen, we often forget that the men and women that serve under you are putting their life in harm's way every single day. And in spite of all the difficulties that we face that you've alluded to, we can never forget the fact that those men and women have done an outstanding job over the last several decades, but particularly as you look back from 9/11 forward, they've done an amazing job of collecting intelligence and providing it to your customers to ensure that America has not sustained another major attack. So please express to them our appreciation for their great work. Director Clapper, one country that has been our valued partner for so many years that has kind of gotten lost in the shuffle of what's been going on in the Middle East, particularly, and in Africa over the last several weeks and months, is Egypt. Egypt has been a strong ally for so many years, a great partner in the intelligence community as well as otherwise. We've had military operations as well as intelligence operations with Egypt for decades. Now there's a lot of turmoil over there. When President Mubarak was ousted, the administration quickly threw him under the bus and embraced the Muslim Brotherhood, who came into power. There's been no change in the position of the administration that I'm aware of on that. And even if there has been, I can tell you, having just returned from another trip to the Middle East, as well as having conversation with other allies from the Middle East over the last few days and weeks, there is a strong perception in that part of the world that the United States is still embracing the Muslim Brotherhood, particularly in Egypt from a political standpoint. With all of the opportunity for training in the Africa region, particularly Libya and Syria and other countries that are not far away from Egypt, give us your assessment as to the security condition of Egypt today, particularly as they move into elections, and where are we headed there?
Well, Senator Chambliss, first, thank you very much for your commentary about the work of the men and women in the intelligence community, and we certainly will convey that. And I think you're quite right to highlight the importance of Egypt just from the standpoint of its prominence from a population standpoint, nothing else. It is a centerpiece in the Mideast, very strategic ally because of access to the Suez Canal, the peace treaty with Israel. You can go on as to why Egypt is so critically important. The security situation there is something we're watching and are very concerned about, particularly in the Sinai, and the emergence of a group called Ansar Bait Makdis, which is a terrorist group that is an Al-Qaeda wannabe that has attacked the Egyptian military in the Sinai, and of course poses a threat to Israel. There are other groups, Muhammad Jamal, some of whom were involved in the Benghazi attack, and other groups in Egypt that we're very concerned about. That said, what we have attempted to do, and John Brennan, because of his long familiarity with that area of the world, has, I think, led this effort for the IC, have attempted to reach out to the Egyptian security services and sustain our important relationship with them, despite all the the vagaries of our policy, is to sustain a strong intelligence partnership.
General Flynn, I was also in Afghanistan on that same trip, and the feeling of our military, our diplomatic corps, and our intelligence community is exactly the same when it comes to the future of Afghanistan, and that is there is just an uncertainty out there that's been created by the fact that no decision has been made by the administration on what sort of force structure will remain in place in Afghanistan to ensure that the gains that we've made over the years are going to remain in place, and that there will be security provided for both the diplomatic as well as the intelligence community going forward, which is critical to ensure that those gains are maintained. in looking at the elections that are forthcoming and taking into consideration Karzai, who I think is off the charts now, and his statement that he's not going to sign the BSA, when you look at the candidates who are up for election, and I know there's a significant number of them, but they can be narrowed down to serious candidates. It's my understanding that all of those have either publicly or privately said they intend to sign the BSA. So what's keeping us now from going ahead and making a decision based on the fact that we know the BSA will ultimately be signed? Why shouldn't we go ahead and clear up that uncertainty that exists with American assets on the ground in Afghanistan?
That's clearly a policy issue, Senator, in terms of what the final decision is going to be by the President. I would say, because I would echo what we've already discussed, the level of uncertainty, the potential loss of confidence by the people of Afghanistan, by the Afghan National Security Forces, is a real problem. And the lawyer Zhurga that was already held late last year, confirmed that the people of Afghanistan want this BSA signed, and President Karzai, has stated what he stated. And I would just say that for the long term, we just need to make sure that we also keep in mind the international community's commitment to this effort as we go forward.
And among the 11 candidates, sir, they haven't coalesced around a lesser number. All 11 are hanging in there, and at least publicly to this point, President Karzai has not indicated a favorite. And so what that sets up, of course, is the election, and then probably after that a runoff of some sort, or more, one or more runoffs to actually come up with an elected president. And then you have to wonder, well, will the first act be to, sign a BSA? So this could be a very prolonged process.
Okay. Thank you.